Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Shine Like a Diamond. It's nice to have you all here. Today, we are here to journey with Katta, a dear friend that I met maybe a couple of years ago, I think, online with a dear soul sister who created a space with beautiful crystalline sound journeys. And yeah, we sat in circle there online and we had a messenger group, and I think at some point I shared one of my light codes which you were drawn to and purchased, and then yeah, we had more interaction from there on a bit of a more personal level, and then just following each other on Facebook. So yeah, Facebook's a wonderful tool for seeing the journey and where people are, and so it's beautiful to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, nice to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me, Jacob. It's an honor to be invited here. And yeah, I'm thrilled and a little bit excited, but that's excitement is very good. So where did we go?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I love your journey, what I have seen, and you talk about surrendering and your connection with Earth, because I have a strong connection with Earth, and I feel where we are now, it's really important. It's a real big part of this, our evolution as humans, and galactic beings, and as a soul walking this plane and this earth, and honoring her as the amazing being she is, because she gives us so much. So, yeah, I would love for you to share something about your connection with Mother Earth. Was it always there with you from a young age, or is it developed, and where is it now? Yeah, that would be awesome.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I have a group on Facebook called Nature is My Muse. And that says it all. I always felt like connected with nature, when I was a kid too. I used to go to my grandma's place, swim in the lakes. The waters has been so important to me. I grew up by the sea, and there was a lot of lakes and rivers in Sweden. So the waters has always been an element that I've been very drawn to and blessed to have in my life. Apart from that, I mean, I wasn't a nature person per se. Some people just go hiking in nature and doing a lot of stuff in nature. It came in later in life, I would say, like for real, when I had a profound awakening, like 20 plus years ago now. And the biggest support and assistance I got from nature, from Mother Earth. I couldn't even walk more than a couple of meters when it happened. I just crashed. My whole system crashed. But I knew I had to go outside. I had to go out in nature. And we were fortunate to live surrounded by a beautiful, beautiful nature by the sea. So I started going for walks. And as I did that, I felt more and more, I opened up to her. And it was like I was waking up really and saw her for the first time with different eyes. It's different. People can cycle in nature, they go for walks in nature, they have picnics by the beach. But it's not the same as just being with her, just being and feel the connection. So I did that, and I was becoming more and more. It felt like she assisted me to become my true self. And the assistance was in the waters, of course. And then I discovered the herbs and the plants. And I started learning about herbs and plants. I was talking to them, and I was harvesting them, of course, asking if I had the permission. I started to grow, how you say, reverence, you say? Or I was so humbled. Reverence or like I
Oh,
was
a
humbled.
reverence. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Feeling humbled. Yeah.
feel so humbled because the energies were so strong and or soft. It depended. Like I went out there today, I need more energy. Okay, let's go to the water. I was guided, by nature to go there and to go. Okay, this tree is calling me. Like, so what? It's like the tree was calling me in, and I looked at this beautiful tree, and it's like, wow. And I just felt I want to hug it. So I did, and I just stood there, and I was even kissing it, and I felt the connection so strongly. And I got a lot of downloads, a lot of messages came in to assist me in my healing process. So that was it was 20 plus years ago, 22 years ago, I think now. I don't even know, like everything that's happened in the past. I have no notion of, more or less, I don't have any. It feels like time is, it's like that time, if that timeline doesn't exist anymore. And, but I know that was it's been a very powerful journey for me with nature, and also the herbs and the healing from herbs. I used to, pick all the plants and the flowers and dry them and make teas and tinctures and all that kind of stuff. And then I started to educate myself, like get more wisdom. I was a school teacher back then.
Mm.
And I was questioning a lot of things in the school system. And I felt like, okay, guide me. What are my gifts? Who am I? All these existential questions. And I felt like I've always have had easy ways with communication, with communicating with people. It's like I could be on a bus, and sure enough, there was a person coming to me, talking to me, maybe people with poor people or an alcoholic or drug addict, or like this. I would call it, I wouldn't call it less, I was going to say less fortunate, but I don't know if that is really resonant now, because these people have such a great heart, because they've seen the lowest of the low, and they've been there, and something is happening in that when you are in those denser energies, like you're peeling off everything. I don't know, but everyone has been drawn to me for some reason.
Mm.
I just felt like, and I was drawn to them. I was drawn to people. I was like, I loved, being interacting with people and children specifically, and animals. Like dogs came up to me, and the owner said, but my dog, he usually don't go up to strangers like that, and I just feel, because it's the heart, it's the connection through the heart. I love them, and they feel that, they pick it up. So I knew very early that I wanted to work with children. So tell me if I'm going, because sometimes I'm just
It's fine. And
I
I
lose
really
the
resonate with it. Yeah, because
yeah,
I do the same. You start talking about something, and then something comes in, and then you feel that pull, and I feel they all end up just linking in together anyway.
of
Yeah.
course,
So
of
it's all
course.
good. And I feel, what you're sharing is your love of that connection with nature, which is yourself, and people see
Absolutely.
that, and they can trust. So someone who's having, let's say, a challenging time feels
Mm,
safe and able to open themselves to you because, yeah, you're so in that beautiful, serene place, natural state of being, and connected. So, and yeah, with
yeah.
the animals that as well, I can really get that. So, yeah, no, just flow with it. Just flow with where you want to go, where it wants to go.
um, so I felt this deep connection. It came in later, like you said, that we are one, you know, with everything. We're connected with everyone and with nature and the stars and the earth. Everything is connected. We're connected to this love grid, the grid that is like the glue that holds us all together. And I knew that on a very, very early stage that love is the key. And I think a lot of people, yeah, but I love my kids, I love my father, I love my partner, I can love my job, I can love, you know, but this unconditional love is something else. It has a different frequency. It's a vibration that is eternal. I mean, it just connects everything. And that vibration is the highest vibration in the universe. I mean, there's no higher vibration than love. So, and that's what it's all about, I feel now. For me, like I told you before, I had I've been searching, like we can be searchers and search for wisdom and search for knowledge and search for and have all these questions. Why is it like this? Why is, and now it's like there's no need for any questions. I can just be. I can be who I am because I know who I am now on a soul core level. And the searching serves a purpose, of course. I mean, I had these regressions. I've had connections with Atlantis. I had connections with a Lakota Indian, a shaman from a karmic past. So those connections come in, whether it come from this realm, the Earth realm, or whether it's come from the intergalactic realm or from the angels realm, for that matter. It doesn't really matter to me anymore, where you come from. And I know the purpose. I know we are here for a purpose, for a reason. And that is connected back to our hearts, because we're so conditioned in society. We've been disconnected. And that's another story in itself. And why do we have this disconnection and condition and this programming in the matrix? But I feel like we don't even have to go into that. It's all about here and now, and be in this heart space, in the highest love that you can feel for anyone, that I feel for you. I can feel it for a person that I've never met before, and I see something in him. And of course, that will mirror back. My energies will mirror that back to him or her. And that's all. That is my mission. That is my gifts, to be love in everyday life, no matter where I am or where I go in the world, or go shopping, or we went to a food pantry the other day. We don't have any money. We don't have an income. We sold our house. Both of us, we don't have a house. We don't have a car. We don't have, all these material things. Like people say, what are you doing? Because we wanted to be free. My partner, my beloved, doesn't even have a bank account, for example. And people can be very judgmental. They don't really understand how we can, but how are we going to survive? That's it. Well, we don't know. We just do. We just do. Things are come. We are living in faith and trust that we are provided for, and we are held. We're held by God's source. within our hearts, and so far, so good. I mean, it's always when we least expect it, boom, something comes in. Oh, wow, I didn't expect that. It could be money, could be food. We are provided for with somewhere to live, and we are so grateful that we have a place and a roof over our heads. We're living at my partner's mother's house for now. She greeted us and received, and it's a gift. I mean, we're so blessed and thankful that she allows us to be here in this space. And she's got a little cottage, like a guest house. I said, no, I move into the guest house. I love being there. I can be in the little guest house. No problem. She wants to see, because she's renting out the guest house normally to other people. She has tenants. And she said, no, I want to feel how it is to live there, to be there and live there. So I know what people are experiencing when they stay there. So we have this big 2-story house by ourselves. And she's got a car, and she said, please take the car if you need to go shopping or whatever you need to do, you know. And of course, we can provide with whenever something is coming in, we provide, of course, with the food. And that's why we went the story with the food pantry. And people can have, how to say it, judgmental opinions about United States. And I met so many people, oh, United States is not a good country. And I grew up with that. Like, my parents they don't like United States very much. I mean, with the, Trump or Biden and this political, we're not going to talk politics because it doesn't really interest me. And so they can have a like a preconceived opinion, which I had before I came here a little bit. I felt like, and I never been drawn to go to the United States. But since I'm here, I discovered the beauty of nature and the beauty in people here. Even though there's a lot of junk food and they add sugar in everything, and there's a problem with obesity, of course, it's that too. But that's all I knew, because that's what media is sort of pumping out, that this is, So I discovered, because I have a choice to choose what I want to see as well. There is so many layers of everything, and I can choose what I want to invest my energy in. So I've been seeing these beautiful people in this food pantry. I come back to the food pantry, that they were so, and it was not like, oh, okay, I feel so, there was no, because you would feel, oh, you've been sinking that low, you have to go to food pantry, you have to get food stamps, like we got food stamps the other day. But it feels like this is what the society provides for people that are, choosing a life or more freedom. And that means that for a while, we might have to tap into, to surrender to certain parts of the society, which is the system. He's been helped with, he didn't like the fact that he had to go to a hospital. He was in hospital for, did I tell you about this? Yeah. Was this before or after the recording? Yeah, that he got really sick and he put on a lot of weight, water, because he had a heart failure. So, but it was all divinely guided. He came here, he stayed 8 days in hospital at the Baptist hospital. And there were so beautiful people working there. I mean, so heartfelt and so helpful. And we've been provided for the whole time. So he had to surrender himself, because he had been in denial and in resistance to that. okay, I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to take medicine. I don't like medicine. I don't want medicines, you know. But he's just said, okay, if this is what we're supposed to experience, so be it for now. Which doesn't mean that he has to, because he believed now he can just he got a restart of his heart, and now he can build himself up again. So he doesn't have a job. I don't have a job, no income, but he's going to get disability soon, which means that that's the money that is the like retirement fund, I think, that's going to kick in earlier, because he's not going to be able to work anymore like he used to, which is great because we'll have more
Yeah.
freedom.
Yes.
And we also get provided for,
Yeah.
you know, so it's so we are provided, we are guided and assisted in this whole journey.
Yeah, it
And
seems
this,
like you've surrendered to like you've found your purpose, you know, you've found, you know, what it's all about and being in your heart and how that flows within the realms of life here on Earth. And yeah, seeing what doesn't resonate, let's say, or align within society, but not also, but then not being against it. Just saying, okay, well, it can also, it's all part of consciousness, and it's part of who we are in this moment, and to not go into battle with it and say that's bad and that's wrong and I don't like this, but to actually surrender, fully surrender, to say, okay, well, we know that we are supported and we're open for that support, however it looks, and we know and we trust in that. And I feel for a lot of people that that can look differently when you fully surrender, you know, how you're supported can look differently. So you're sharing your experience of how that looks, and it will change as you go on as well, you know, as your journey goes on. And I know
or
you're you know, you're talking about creating a school, so that's, you're going to bring these things, these aspects of what you've learned, and also your essence of what you can see you are, into something for the betterment of others. So would you like to share a bit about that journey with the school that you're going to create, the New Earth School?
yeah, of course. Um, yeah, since I have a lot of experience working with children, and they've been a big part of my life. It's almost 30 years. And I felt that was one of the reasons I had to move out of that system. I have to move out of that role, that teacher role that was constructed, you know, in society. You have to be this kind of teacher, and you have to teach, you have to follow this syllabus, you have to do this and that. And I did that for a while, even though I was an art and music teacher, but I also taught different other lessons. I jumped in and did here and there. So, and I went outside the frames when I was doing, but I got, you know, punished for that. Or like, they came onto me like, you can't do like that. You can't do like, you know, you have to stick to the program. You have to stick to our syllabus and what we're supposed to teach. And I just couldn't do that, because I was following the kids' own gifts and their capabilities and their ideas, and they have so much to give, and they have so much to say, but we don't even listen to them, because it's like a one-way communication. But once you open up your heart and you start tapping into the soul of that person, of that child, you're going to get so much more back. It's just full of, and it's so pure and innocent. It's so different, you know, than when we become adults. There is so much to conditioning coming in, and I just realized that I don't want to. So one day, it was actually in Sweden. Now we spent 3 months in Sweden before we came here to Florida, and I just had this, just came down. Okay, it's been in my field for a long time. This with the nature school, earth school, something, you know. I just had it there. It was like what do you say, a template, or it was already downloaded, if you will, and all I had to do was to open up to it and bring it out. So when it came down, when it came in, I was still like tapping. No, I didn't. Yeah, I was tapping. I had a little laptop. So, and it just flew through me. Like I was sitting there for hours and hours, and I had, this is how it should look. It was amazing. It's like time and space didn't exist. I was just there, and I didn't realize that 4 hours had passed. And my partner said, so you don't want to eat a little bit or have a little break maybe? So no, I'm just going to finish this. And when that download was finished, I had this concept of New Earth School, N.E.S.T. No, New Earth School teachings, N.E.S.T, like a nest, like a bird's nest, like this. Yeah. And I thought, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. And I even had the logo made for that, like a bird's nest, like really kind of earth colors. And yeah, but I don't know. It just, I don't know what to do with it now in this moment. It's there. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But it's there. And I know that I'm going to work with children one day in a nature school. We call it nature school or New Earth School. And I would love to connect with people that I have already actually connected with, some people down in Vilcabamba in Ecuador, because that's where we're going next, as far as we know now. That's a line to go down there. And I have connections with parents that would love their kids to go to this kind of school. I've sent it out because we were there last year for 6 months. So we have friends and connections. And my brother lives there since many years. And he's got 2 beautiful sons, Eli and Oscar. They are 6 and 7 years old. My brother said, absolutely. If you come down, you create a school that they're in, I got already like probably 8 kids that is waiting to start a school because they want to see something new. And these kids and the energy that they carry, it's so different. The frequency, it's a different frequency when they come into Earth now. And they are not made they cannot go in an ordinary traditional school. It doesn't work.
No.
Because they're much more developed and they're heartfelt beings already. And no one can push them around and tell them what to do and not to do, And people talk about autism and ADHD and all this, diagnosis that they give them. That's a true gift. That's a true gift. I mean, they are so bright and they're so tapped in with themselves.
Yeah.
And their hearts and their bodies on all levels. So, and that, of course, they're gonna, they can be what do you call it, acting out and be full of energy, and they cannot sit still, and okay. But if you have a what do you call, a venue for them where they are allowed to move around, okay, let's introduce this into the subject or whatever we are doing. It has to be movement involved in it, and to be in nature, which will calm, has a calming effect.
Yeah, supportive environment, isn't it?
It's a
Creating
total
that environment that supports them to allow them to express. And
yeah,
I feel with a lot of cases, it's just the energetics of what it is coming through them. And when they're not in that environment, it's hard for them to cope. So, it bursts out or it comes in a certain way and things like that. And then society needs to give it a label, but that's for them to understand that person, not to help you
yeah,
understand that person, because you totally remove the amazing
yeah,
gift that they are. So it's beautiful that you're creating this space. Yeah, that's amazing. And I think
Yeah.
it's very important, which they're going to be over the whole globe, and
Mm.
it'll just align, like you've had the download, it feels amazing, and it's there and you see it. So you just, like you say, surrender, and the
Yeah.
space will show up and the people will show up, and you already have the students. So maybe it's just not even having a space. When you get there, you just start getting them together, and then someone goes, oh, you need X amount of dollars, or oh, I have a house over here that's,
Yeah.
or yeah, whatever.
It's meant to be going to come in, and I have full confidence and trust in that. Like it's just going to come in if it's meant to be. I planted a seed now into the universe, like with receiving this download, this communication here. So, and that seed is not only in me, it's in all of us, It's like the same phenomena. You heard about the fear of snake phenomena,
Yeah.
the collective fear of snake. Like if we are fear, we have a fear of snakes. It's there in the collective. And that will, since there are so many people that have the fear of snakes, it might not be my own fear that I'm feeling for that snake. It might be the fear from the collective that I'm feeling, because we are sensing, we are picking up not only from our immediate surrounding here and from ourselves, but we can, since we are one, we are all connected into the grid. We can pick up a lot of things. For example, the fear template is another story. That's a really big one. And love, fear. I mean, that's the balance, What do we choose? Do we choose to stay in fear? Or do we choose love? Because when you choose to be in your heart with unconditional love, there's no fear, absolutely no fear whatsoever. And people can say, yeah, but I'm a heartfelt person. I love this and this, but I'm so scared of, oh, there might be a war coming now. There's so much chaos in the world. And we see that everywhere. I mean, it's ramping up. I mean, it's shaking us all around. If we choose that, to be shook by it, and I can just feel for myself, I don't get affected by that because I choose not to, because I choose to be in my heart. And in my heart, there's no fear. And where there's no fear, there's no judgment, and there's no expectations, and there's no, there's nothing bad that can happen really, because you have a knowing that it's for the good of all. It's for the good of the balance of the universe. Like it has to come to a certain crucial point, or called the tipping point. Let's say we have the scale balance, and you're downloading, there's a lot of density, there's a lot of darkness, and so of course this scale is gonna weigh heavier. But that's the good thing with this universal law of balance. There must be more of the light that's going to fill up this to equalize. I mean, the universe always strives for equalization and balance. That's how it works. And we can come to the highs, we can come to the lows, but it will always move towards balance. So the more darkness, the more light will come. And that we've seen that through history too. When there's a lot of wars going on, like what did the Vietnam War create? I mean, it created flower power, hippie movement, but the world wasn't ready for it yet. But I feel like that's coming back more and more now to that embodiment of peace and love and freedom. And now we are ready. The world is ready.
Yeah, I feel so. I feel, we've come to a place where those energies are more accessible, and people are doing more of the self work that helps them connect to that. And like you say, with the snake, the fear of the snake, people can pick up on it. It's the same with the being in unconditional love. It just has a ripple effect. So as one person is doing that, some other person could feel it, and it could just ignite a flame in them, and could be a little spark, and then they self-inquire and then go on their journey, and then they also hold that light, and then it ripples out, and more. We just enhance the field and help each other.
Mm,
And holding that vision, I feel it's really important, holding that vision of the world as though it's already here. Whatever
mm.
what that world is that you wish to create, just hold it as though it's already here, because we're incredibly powerful beings,
Because
and
it's already here. It has
it,
already happened.
it is. That's right. It is on some level. It's already there. Yeah, totally. It
Yeah.
has manifested.
Talk
Yeah.
about other dimensions, parallel worlds, different realms, the past, the future, the present. It all exists simultaneously, I believe. And I believe me and my partner, we are from the future somehow. I don't know, I can't explain it, but it feels like we came here to assist ourselves. It's, yeah, might sound very weird in some people's ears, but
Oh no, totally. I
yeah,
relate as well, and I feel like I can't explain it greatly either. But it's like you say, it's a sense, and I feel there are beings here that have come from the future, and that's their place to assist this now moment, and others, it's a different journey. Yeah, but I
yeah,
totally resonate. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. No, it's all
Well,
beautiful. What it is, it's beautiful because I have a knowing that we are rising our consciousnesses in the world more and more, and we are tapping into ourselves, our core selves, soul selves, and we are having the knowing that we are a part of everything. And the frequencies that's coming in, and with some people said we have a lot of light codes coming in from the solar flares, from the galactic beings, and from Mother Earth herself. She's also going through a transformation in consciousness, and we are a part of her, so of course. And people say there's going to be a lot of earthquakes, there's going to be flooding, even more. And I just feel like, yeah, of course, that has to happen, because she has to shed as well. She has to do a lot of, we talk about the shadow work, or soul search, and just, get rid of what is inside. And so is she, volcano eruptions and whatever it is, it has to come out, has to come up to the surface. It cannot be buried deep down. It has to come up. And we have to send it love too, and not have any fear for that either, no matter what comes from that.
mm,
And I
yeah, to
believe
see
it's
that.
going to be more, more stronger, heartfelt connection between people.
Mhm.
Like when there is a disaster, and if there's a catastrophe somewhere, but of course it's very unfortunate that there are lives that has to be, I would say, I don't know, sacrificed, but that's also their soul mission. They are doing their part with their soul's mission, giving their lives for this evolution. And that's really hard for people to tap into, to understand that everything serves a purpose. Everyone has a soul's journey, and some soul's journeys are shorter than others, and some are longer in this earthly realm. But to me, death doesn't really exist. There's no death. It's just a transformation. It's just like we're just moving. This is a meat vessel that we are, a beautiful vessel that we have right now. And that is taking us through this. It's a amazing creation that we have. But the soul body, this energetic body that we have, it cannot die, cannot disappear. So we're just moving into different realms, actually, and a different journey.
Yes, and it's also that caring for this body, this physical body that houses the soul, isn't it, as well? You know, it's like if you want to have a life of health and well-being and vitality and connection with source and creation and everything, it's important to honor the physical aspect of ourselves as well. And so, like you say, with nature, that connection with nature and what she always provides is a very vital part of our own existence. You know, we
Yeah,
coexist.
but we ingest with our minds, the media and what we are feeding our minds, what we're feeding our emotions with, and our bodies with food, for example, and to assist our bodies in the best way possible. And I know I had a period I was a vegetarian, then I was a vegan for a while, and before in life I loved meat. I always loved meat, and then I felt strongly guided to be a vegetarian. I felt, okay, so I needed apparently to be a vegetarian now, and then moving, and now I'm back to more allowing my body's communicating all the time. And meat, for example, it's actually a very grounding grounding food for us. To, if you talk about what it does to our bodies, it's very grounding energetically too, if the animal is, of course, treated well and it's been living a natural life. I'm not talking about this processed food and the horrible animal cruelty that's happening. And for example, earth, everything that comes from the earth, like turnips, like potatoes, like carrots, all these roots, can also be very grounding to eat. So if we feel very much up in our head and discombobulated for some reason, and our nervous system is racing, you can bring in the food to balance, and herbs and plants, of course. So, and I don't think that everyone should eat the same thing, depending on too, and that's another where we come from. We need different foods. But the main thing is to tap into ourselves and communicate. Our body's communicating all the time, and just listen and be with our bodies. And even before, you can even ask, before you're eating something, you can ask the food or ask yourself, is this something that is for my highest good? Is it's going to bring something to me to eat? And you will get an answer. And it's
Yeah, your
also,
body's
I remember,
amazing.
yeah, it's so amazing. And we just need to communicate with it
Yeah.
and listen.
Yeah, I even have sometimes, like in a smoothie, if I have, say, let's say sunflower seeds, there's a difference between having 7 sunflower seeds and 8 sunflower seeds in my smoothie, it can be that refined at times.
Yeah, when you really come into those little refined moments, yeah, it can make a big difference.
Yeah.
What you eat. I'm more of allowance. I'm into a surrender and allowance mode now. And I of course, I don't want to eat refined, processed food. I want to eat as much organic food, natural food as I possibly can. But sometimes you are presented with situations. If someone is offering you something, okay, there's a pizza or there's a hamburger, or it's like, not to be in resistance to that either. It's not gonna, because my body can handle that too. The vibrations in my body, I feel that my body can actually digest that and handle it if I just do it once in a while, and it's not a habit. And it's also about greeting that thing and like be respectful to the person that is offering something to you, or you know.
Yeah, I totally
And
agree with that, and I have similar experiences. I'm a yeah, for most of the last 15 years, I have mostly a vegan diet. And that changes at times because I'm open, and for a while now, a message came in sometime last year that just to be vegan, and I've been vegan. And then 3 weeks ago, I was at a motor camp and I met a person and we started having wonderful conversations. And then I could feel some energy in her and she resonated with me and how I worked. So we did some energy work. And then the next morning she came and gave me 3 biscuits. And of course they had dairy in them and things. And I just said thank you. And I sat down and ate them, and sure they're only biscuits, but it's for me, it's the ingredient of love. So that's
absolutely.
what's there,
Mm,
and if that frequency's in there, it's not so much what it is, what the food is, and yeah, if I walk into a place, I've had similar situations in a marae where I was offered all sorts of meat and luncheon and things like that, which I wouldn't normally go for that meat, but it was created from a
mm,
place of love, and I just sat down and ate it, and it was beautiful, and my body responded fine, and so I totally resonate with what you're saying.
nice. Because that's the thing, that you just feel how your body respond. And even if I allow something and I eat something that might not be the highest resonance, I can afterwards I can feel the bloatedness and I can feel the heaviness in my body. And then it's like, but I know that's going to pass too, and I'm just allowing that and accepting it, that my body knows how to take care of that as well. But it's not something that I would like to do on a regular basis. Like, I don't want to. It's about self-care and self-love. I don't want to harm myself, this vessel, and I want to assist it in the best way I can with everything. And the same thing with the movement, and to move your body. We are created to move. And just to go for a walk, it doesn't have to be that I have to go to the gym, I have to do this and that. And that's fine too. If people love playing football or they like to go to the gym, fine, that's their journey, and they are doing what they think is best for them. But just to go move my body, do some movements and feel my body, like, or dancing, or just, okay, I feel like, oh, I'm a bit stiff, okay, I should do it like this. And the body tells you as well how to move when you tap into your body. And it doesn't have to be complicated at all. It's just a question of being with and aware of your frequency, and you can rise your own frequency in so many ways, and you can lower it too. But not be hard on ourselves too, because I think people are so hard with themselves when they are not doing what they're supposed to do, and I know I should be more consequent with this. I should have a routine and do this, but I didn't do it now, and then they're all upset because they didn't do it, and they're not very kind to themselves. But just be in allowance of that too. we're perfectly imperfect, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, totally. And also that is what you're consuming as well, you know. Those ill feelings towards yourself is something that you're consuming that will also harm us. So it is
mm,
important to be aware of, okay, today I intended to get up and do a yoga practice and I didn't get there. Okay, you know, just accept that's okay. Okay. So tomorrow I have another opportunity, or maybe if I'm working after work, I do a little bit, you know, and just recognize it and reflect on how your body responds to certain things, and then go, okay, well, this suits me well. I respond well and I feel better. So, okay, I'll just
mm,
make sure that I create a space where I do that. And if I don't get there, it's okay as well, you know?
yeah.
So it's beautiful what you're sharing. I feel
Mm.
we've had a wonderful journey here, and yeah, and you've expressed a lot, and it's been wonderful. I would love to invite you if there's anything else you would like to share with the audience before we journey on.
I I um, I just wish that people could not be so judgmental of themselves and just see the beauty in themselves and see the amazing, powerful creators we are. And I know that people will. I know that more and more people are coming in to themselves and finding their way and their path and the gifts and the passions. And just, you know, it's not so much about doing, it's more about being. Of course, there has to be like this do be, like we say. We say, I don't know who we are, me and my, yeah, you know, and just uh, feel, just feel the beauty that we have within, and just stay in our hearts. That's basically it. To just stay in the heart, stay in the heart, again and
Beautiful.
again and again. Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's it.
Mm.
Yeah, it's so true. I totally feel that as well, and I can feel your love, and really grateful for you to come and shine your love and your light with us all today, Kata. Yeah, really
Thank
appreciate it. Journey well, and thank you everyone for coming on and listening. And
you. Mm.
take this beautiful message with you, and shine your light through your life, and share it with others. So go well,
Okay,
everyone. Go well.
keep. Okay, thank you so much.